What region did these come from?
Lori and Joanne both came from the out west, and Comanche is actually considered a red deer, which is the European subspecies of elk, and we received him from a game farm actually a couple of years ago.
What larger family are the elk part of?
They are in a group of cervids, which is the same family that deer are from.
That was what we wanted to ask. Are they connected to the reindeer? Are they reindeer?
They are not reindeer. There's a lot of physical differences, genetic differences,
So
but they are both cervids.
And a reindeer is a classification of a cervid.
Yes.
And how would it be different, majorly, or?
Well, first, geographical reindeer are very northern.
How can you tell the males from the females? Just by the antlers, or is that the main way?
Yeah,
that's
the most obvious way. When they shed their antlers every year, just like other deer would. So when they're antlerless, the males are generally larger. Other than that, you'd have to look under their tail.
Okay. And they lose their antlers each spring?
Yeah, very early in the spring. It's actually late winter when their antlers fall off. They grow them all summer. At the end of the year, as they're entering the breeding season and going into what we call rut, the males, the blood supply to the antlers shuts off, and the velvet, the kind of furry skin that's on the outside of the antlers dries up, and that's when they start to rub their heads on everything. And during the rut season, the males will compete for females, and that's when they do a lot of the sparring with their antlers. And then they have those antlers through the winter, and then in early spring, the new antlers will start to grow, and that's what actually pushes off
Almost like teeth, like
the
baby
old
teeth.
antlers. Right. The one from underneath starts to come up and pushes the old one off.
Do you do anything with the old antlers, or
We always have people that are interested in having them. Either our educational department here at the zoo, or we'll give them to other school groups or educational groups. Occasionally, if there's no one else that's interested in them, some of the staff members get to keep them for decorating their house or whatever.
Great. What do they eat? What is their diet?
In the wild, they are grazers and browsers, so they eat mostly grass and leaves. Young shoots is their preference. Here at the zoo, we have an herbivore pellet that we feed them. We also give them grass hay, and then throughout the summer and whenever it's available, we like to feed them browse, which is freshly cut leaves from any of the tree trimming that's going on around the zoo.
How long do they live on average?
Mid to late teens is a normal lifespan. Of course, most animals live longer in captivity than they do in the wild by, maybe 10 to 20% longer.
What are groups of families called? Is it a herd?
Yes.
Yes,
a group would be a herd. Usually it's a male and his harem of females.
They mentioned that with the bugling, I think that has to do with it, right? Is that something to do with the bugling with the harem?
Yeah, and that generally is most often done by the males during the rut season when he's trying to guard his female group for breeding purposes.
Okay. And what facts can you give me about the elk that would be surprising?
Well, the bugling is kind of an interesting behavior. It sounds just like horn blowing, and they will do this. Here at the zoo, they frequently do it when they see us keepers.
Okay.
The keepers that they know go by, they'll bugle at us during the rut season. Another interesting fact is they have a lot of Native American connection. They're called Wapiki by the Native Americans. And like I mentioned earlier, there are different subspecies of elk in Europe as well as the subspecies that we have here in North America.
Well, I appreciate your time.
My pleasure.
And we'll enjoy putting you on our wiki. And maybe we'll send it to the zoo and you can see it.
Sure, that would be great.
Great. Thank you.